Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Gachagua is at home at courtesy of members of parliament who voted to impeach him, an impeachment that was approved by the Senate. Now, with that move, we know there are members of parliament from Mount Kenya region who supported this exercise of impeaching regarding Gachagua. There has been always a question. Did they really thought through about this impeachment if really they are supporting it? Were they representing the people's interest in Gachagua's impeachment? Because then that is one of the major role why they were elected by these people. People's representative. For example, all of us as registered voters, we were supposed to vote either to impeach Gachagua or not. But because we cannot all do that exercise, it was now the duty of members of parliament whom we voted for to represent our interest in that impeachment. That is their role, to represent us where we cannot do it directly. Because if we say we want to do so, then it is going to be very expensive to run affairs of this republic. So we're facilitating more than 20 million Kenyans or even 15 million Kenyans just to vote. Utasikia gharama yenye inakuja na hiyo yote. So after that exercise, we are currently experiencing some resistance, largely from Mount Kenya region, to some members of parliament. And we can clearly tell you that some of these members of parliament are actually living on borrowed time in the parliament. And to start with, Honorable Eric Wamumbi, a man who was voted for to replace Rigathi Gachagua as Mathira Member of Parliament in 2022 on UDA ticket. He went on to vote in support of impeachment of one Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know if really he was representing the people's interest, but through this video, you will get to know if indeed he represented the interest of the people of Mathira constituency. Now, after that, then, we saw on Wednesday, November 13th, this year, the residents of Mathira constituency collecting signatures to launch a process of removing the area member of parliament from office. This exercise kicked off in Mathira, in Karatina town, where many people trooped in with their IDs to sign the petition to remove or replace their area member of parliament. And this is what the people are saying. As residents, we have resolved to start collecting signatures to recall Wamumbi because he has not initiated any meaningful development and betrayed our son, Gachagua, by leading the push for his impeachment, which we opposed. Sisi tulisema no, na yeye akaenda kuongoza yes. So he never represented our interest on that matter. He did not represent us in any way. Then development question is also on the table. So what we've been subjected to in Mathira, it was Wamumbi must go. Wamumbi must go. So that has been the situation.
Sisi tulimwambia asiweke financial bill, asiweke sign, na bado akaweka. Tukamwambia sipuze Gachagua na akamfukuza. Amekataa kutufanyia kazi yake tu ni siasa baya. So tunataka aende kabisa.
Napiga sign kwa sababu hakuna kazi anafanya hapa Mathira. Hakuna kazi anafanya hapa. Hata hatumuoni.
Wakati wa impeachment ya deputy president wetu hapa, Wamumbi alikuwa anahonga watu Nyeri town na hapa.
Now, there are so many questions people will be raising. Really, who is behind these people to push for the removal of their area MP by signing these signatures? Who is pushing for that and what are their really interest? So many questions coming out and we want to try and answer. Though just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to our returning subscribers. Thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, to start with, I can clearly tell you that there is no way you can avoid to mention Rigathi Gachagua in this impeachment. We can see the hand of Gachagua in all this. Yes, we know there is no IEBC. Another possibility is that they might not really manage to remove the member of parliament, because the process of removing a member of parliament is so much high. Threshold is so high than removing a president, a deputy president, or a governor. Lakini kumtoa mtu anaitwa member of parliament, MCA, senator, process is rahisi. So, the owner of this move might be Rigathi Gachagua in an attempt to fight back. And you might realize that Gachagua might not really necessarily be focusing on removing the Mathira MP as of now. But his focus is on 2027. If we check very carefully, they have started a plan for 2027 this time. Very early, yani mapema ndio the best. Such that ikifika 2027, the area MP will be unpopular, and therefore Gachagua will have his person who will take order from him, because for him to make any political influence anywhere in this country, it has to start with the Mathira. Naona kwa msala Mudavadi wanasema tunaangalia mbunge wa Sabati ni nani. For Mudavadi, he really failed in one way or another, because having a UDA MP representing Msala Mudavadi in Sabati, it was a fail. So Gachagua does not want such kind of shame. Engineer such moves so that when it comes to 2027, the area MP will be unpopular and therefore punished for supporting an impeachment of one Rigathi Gachagua. So they want a person who will be a Gachagua man, just like the Nyeri governor, Mutahi Kahiga, a man who will stand to defend Gachagua, a man who will stand to speak on behalf of Gachagua, a man who will carry the face of Rigathi Gachagua. Yani ukimwona unaona Gachagua. They expected someone like the area MP, in fact tuanze vizuri, the area MCA wa kijiji, area MP hapo, senator hapo, then governor hapo, watu wanne to stand strong in support and defense of Gachagua. Ikienda hivyo Gachagua angekuwa ako sawa. But when you find the area MP from your village is voting to impeach you, how do you convince other people to vote against that when your own person is saying that you must go? So these people are angry with that, and I'm sure Gachagua is in a new plan to try and deal with all members of parliament in Mount Kenya who voted to impeach him. He must cut off zile pembe zao zote. Awakate pembe zitoke, so that now he can have people that he can manage directly. So anyone who wanted to impeach Gachagua is either they go and apologize and then realign behind Gachagua, or Gachagua, through the move that he's pushing for, to cut off their horns. Lazima pembe zikatwe. Na Gachagua ameanza hiyo process ya kukata hawa jamaa pembe. So they will find that Mathira and elsewhere is going to be a very hard place to step even. I'm sure if area MP can attempt to go to this place, he can't be welcomed. Imagine they are using this holiday, now wamekuwa very well targeted. You know, we have long Christmas holiday. Imeanza tayari November, walimu wako nyumbani, wanafunzi wako nyumbani. December is coming. So they want to use this time, utilize nicely to collect enough signatures. Because if you check in Mathira, they have about 104,000 registered voters. 104,000 registered voters. They just need 30,000 to push this move to impeach, to remove Gachagua by way of referendum. 30,000. They can achieve that number. And if they can achieve it, then tukue ya kwamba hakuna IBC or the move that does not go to a conclusion, still there will be someone who will be riding on that. Because penye Gachagua ako lazima kuna mtu anapendekeza. There are people who are aligning themselves behind Gachagua. They will replace these members of parliament. How do they go about it? They have to start it right now. So the move to deal a blow, the purge to those who opposed Gachagua has started. Imeanza. Huiwa wale wenye walipiga kura kusema Gachagua must go, chuma chao kimotoni. And the worst thing that will make these people to go home, it is because they are supporting a regime that has failed. If Ruto's regime would have been delivering to the people, ingekuwa rahisi, could have worked very easily for them to survive, because they will bring development. Watu watakuwa wanaonekana wako regime that is so oppressive to the people. But this regime seems to be so much oppressive to the common mwananchi. Because of that, who want to associate with this regime? Anyone who opposes this regime becomes the darling of the people. That's why Gachagua is now becoming more popular. Those who supported William Ruto are becoming unpopular, especially in Mount Kenya region. Sasa chuma chao ki motoni.